Conversation is devolving.
Conversation is devolving. That was the starting words to the stream.
Really deep point.
Very devolving.
All right,
Conversation
so
continues to
this is
devolve.
our fourth
This
one
is
in
the
a
force
row,
under the
so
earth.
we're
This
all a
is
little
another
brain
track.
dead, but we'll get through it anyway.
Yeah.
So this is The Forest Under the Earth by OTDE, who will tell us all how amazing this track is while it plays, right?
Truly.
Wow, way to bounce that conversation off to him.
Cool.
Yeah, actually,
all right.
actually, yeah. Maybe he won't do that. But I didn't give you a countdown. Let's try this again.
Yep.
Start over. 3, 2, 1, go.
Wait. Sorry.
All right, so where did you come up with
What?
the...
Wait, what's happening? Why are we not?
Sorry,
starting?
I got a
All right,
notification
starting
that it start from the beginning, please.
All right, ready.
Yep.
3, 2, 1, go.
Let's jam.
So, okay, which came first, the flavor text or the track?
The flavor text.
So
What?
you had the story idea before you had the track.
Okay, so I had
No,
the
that's
idea
not
to, like,
true. That's totally
well,
false.
wait, no.
The track came
I
first.
had the idea to sync the track to a song, but then I was like, what is the purpose of this track? And that developed at the same time as I made the track.
Okay.
But the track came before the text.
Yeah. Yeah, I wrote the text later, but the idea came sort of concurrently.
Right. Because it's interesting, it's the kind of story that you wouldn't be able to tell by watching the track. Once again, I feel like flavor text isn't bad in explaining what's going on. And it gives a little bit of extra depth.
I could have had Windows Movie Maker speech bubbles.
Oh, you could have.
Oh, I know.
But you're not stupid. Also, the whole lamp thing. Whenever I was first watching it, without the flavor text, it almost looks more like a mountain with a beam of light shooting up from it.
Ah. Damn it. Why does all of this discussion of my scenery start with lamps?
Whoa. Whoa, I didn't even mean to do that.
Mine was being super laggy, so I just changed the resolution to whatever. I like this is the only track I've ever seen where the last third of the track is a zoom out. It starts at 109 and it finishes at 149. That's a 40-second zoom out. Actually, it starts before that, but that's a 109 is at the end of when Bosch is actually doing anything. And it's interesting how no one complained about that. You know?
It just wasn't something to really bring up in the conversation, up until now at least.
Well, it's what read to me out of that was it felt very intentional, which is great.
Huh.
It was.
It felt like there was a purpose to why it was zooming out so slow and nothing else was happening, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway.
So, yeah.
Let's watch it in slow motion, because why not?
Sure.
So by flavor text, you were referring to the text below the movie.
Yes.
Yes, okay.
Where
I
it
was
says,
referring...
Bosch is old.
I thought you were
He's
talking
still-
about the title.
No. We should read it here just so that people know what I was talking about in the first place. But Bosch
go
is
ahead.
old. His village has sent him to see the forest under the earth, where he will spend the last moments of his life watching the forest under the light of a lone lamp. And that's entirely what the track is about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sort of had this conceptual idea of what if he was part of this village, and as part of their village, when they got old and they were sort of about to die, they would go and see the forest under the earth, which had little to no you wouldn't be able to like breathe very well. There would just be it's just not a place you could live. So it's just something. It's sort of like the ancient elephant, the mythical elephant burial grounds.
Yeah.
Where it's like there's a place where elephants go to die. What if there's a place where Bosches go to die? That kind of thing.
Well, now we need a track with a whole community of Bosches.
Yeah.
Or just a whole bunch of dead Bosches in one place.
Just
That
great.
got incredibly morbid.
So what I want to talk about first is the first part of the track, which is there's a lot of pencil tunnels, and there's parts of the track that feel like they could pass as I scribbled this in pencil and now Bosch is writing it, and there's other parts of the track that are like clearly not. Like the little things that tip him, it's like, okay, I could buy that, someone, that this is like just a random tunnel and he's just being tipped. And then we get this, and it's like, okay, this is definitely like
intentional.
A path that was constructed for Bosch,
Mm-hmm.
Was there a reason or a thought behind that, or did you just make something fast?
I made this in 2 days, man.
That is true. Like, this came right after the Gorge. There's hardly any track makers that do that anymore.
Yeah.
You just don't make tracks that quick.
So this was
unless you make them badly, or you're very new to the game.
And this track was not made badly, and was not made by someone new to the game.
Right.
And it turned out well. I was just wondering if there was any intentionality behind those things.
No, the only intentionality was behind the syncs, and I just needed some way of giving him speed, and those tip lines were a way of making it not boring.
Yeah. Is there a reason you didn't want to include any of that kind of thing on the track, on the scenery that was not... on the scenery. So the scenery is all pencil squiggles, but the track is not pencil squiggles. So it's very easy to see what's scenery and what's track.
Here's my retconned, clearly I just made this up explanation for this. A lot of Bosches have come before him. The path has been smoothed out.
Oh.
So the first one's just died 10 feet into the cave.
Yeah. This is a path that was carved
But they
out.
knew it was there. They knew about the forest under the earth.
The idea is that this is a path that's been carved out to get to the forest under the earth, which is why there's that area where he's slightly hovering above those things. Those are stairs.
Ah.
Okay.
All is clear. I understand everything. Let's go back to the Cramule. So was there a reason for this, or did he just throw it in? It was interesting because it was like, he doesn't lose any speed, and so he maintains the same feel, but there's a Cramule.
I added it because I was like, okay, how am I going to keep him moving in that direction while having some kind of noticeable hit at the end of this thing? And it just happened that a Cramule was there, and it worked out.
So a hit for when he goes in, and then a hit for when he pops out?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was a music syncing thing.
Yes.
Interesting.
This is actually a squishy granule, believe it or not.
So yeah, the granule lines, were you just trying to hide them as best you could and just didn't care if they were showing?
Remember, I made this in like 2 days.
I think we all know that, and you didn't stop citing it as a reason for why things are the way they are.
Yeah, it's...
I feel like, okay, so if you make a track in 2 days, that's fine, but then don't use it as an excuse for, this track sucks, but I made it in 2 days, so it's great, right?
No. I'm saying I don't really... The track making is a little less thought out than the scenery.
Yeah.
The track making basically exists for the purpose of the sync. And I needed to hold him in that squishy position to have it be smooth and consistent all the way until the hit.
Yeah. But then the scenery wasn't really thought out. It was just scribbles, right? Or was it?
Or okay, not the like cave pencil scenery, but like the ending.
Oh yeah, okay, got it. I guess if you think about it, there's a lot of little details I'm pointing out in this track, but they go by so fast that they're not super important. Like no one complained about any of these things while it was happening, you know, because it all goes by so fast. And then this part is there's a lot of thought put into it, you know. It's very clear purpose and there's a very clear style and it's because we spend 40 seconds just staring at it. And I think that's really good thing that the track, it's like not that we should rush tracks and make them quickly, but we shouldn't waste time on something that people will see for a matter of a fraction of a second. And that, like, I think this is a really good message that, like, the most important part of the track is the part that's the most, the most well thought out, and also we spend the most time looking at it. You know, as opposed to, say, the huge detailed monument that flies by in less than a second, or a specific ASDF that lasts for less than a second, and that is like apparently really impressive, but no one's going to know that from watching it. You know, versus here, it's very clear that the important part is the part that you're staring at for a long time. You know. So, and especially because the title is The Forest Under the Earth, no one's going to be like, you know, pencil scenery in the caves, because they have this to look at, you know.
This isn't Line Rider Cave Adventure 2016.
Yeah, exactly. No one would say that. I see where you're coming from there, because whenever you first watch it and you see Forest Under the Earth, you're like, why is there no forest? No one's going to say these pencil scenery lines don't look as good as they should.
Yeah. Sort of an attempt to have like a tension resolve. Sort of like, wait, where's the forest? There's the forest.
Yeah.
So anyway, I also like your little Seuss-esque gradient into the forest, to that black background. That was really cool. It works really well.
Dr. Seuss is what describes you as a scener.
That's a good thing.
It is a good thing. I love Dr. Seuss.
I also like how you put the trees on rocks, and it made us able to see the roots. And I like how the trees are all simple and consistent, and yet there's like an elegance to them.
I do not want it in this quirk. I do not want it.
I felt like, so the effect at the end, there's this blurring effect that happens with the breathing. It was really, really subtle. I don't think anyone noticed anything except, okay, it's fading out.
The weird thing is, I think that's supposed to represent Bosch dying.
It is.
So I just thought that you could have gone a lot heavier on that. And also, I think you said you made like a 10-frame transition right at the end, but it does not read on YouTube. Like, you can't see it.
It doesn't.
I'm at quarter speed right here. Let's see if we can see it at all. Maybe one frame of it is what I saw.
Yeah.
So.
What was it a transition to, might I ask?
Black.
Just black. Gotcha.
Black. It was like sort of like pixely, like everything sort of fading away at the end. A re-edit might be in order just to make that more obvious, but
I don't think that's important enough. I think the track stands just fine without fancy effects, but since you did the effects, I just think like if you were going to do them, it would have been better to do them a little more. That's all I gotta say. We are sitting pretty at 14 minutes, so we should talk some more.
All right.
We did this review in 2 days, don't judge.
We did this review in 14 minutes.
I wrote this post in 2 days, don't judge.
Your internet's sucking.
Yeah.
Oh, you're back. You're good. You're back again. What did you say? Seth?
What?
What did you say?
I was just saying, I said, don't judge, I made this post in 2 days.
That's a long time to make a post.
That's a really long time to make a post. We have nothing to say, do we? Opal, do you have anything to say?
What haven't we said? I mean, it's a really simplistic track, which works well and it's good, but it leaves a lot for conversation. There's a lot that, I mean, we covered everything that we could.
I would love to see more tracks like this. Tracks made with a quick turnaround that have an interesting concept and that aren't something that we've seen before and that have a story, even if it's really loose and sort of vague. It's still just like, I think this is the kind of things that we should be making in the community. And I'm going to be a total hypocrite and spend 1 million hours on my next project, but I would love to see more stuff like this. And by like this, I don't mean like pencil scenery, high speed with a monument at the end that slowly zooms out. I mean like 2 days to make the track, and not worrying about things that go by quickly, and then spending a bunch of time on something that is sitting on the screen for a long time and has an interesting concept and story, even if it's simple and loose. And I feel like if people made a bunch of interesting ideas like this, just like here's an idea, here's an idea, here's an idea, and then we just talk about them, and then that would give people ideas for like what do I want to make for like a more substantial project, instead of people sort of copying other people to get good, and then when they want to make a substantial project, then they put a whole bunch of time into trying to make something new. And I think we should be trying out making things new and then try to anyway.
Right.
What I'm saying.
Yeah, we get you.
Yeah. Honestly, if I could have submitted this for the track jam, I would have.
Yeah.
I like what the track jam did, though. It had a lot of people flushing out ideas.
Yeah, a lot of people making short things, and a lot of people discovering that it's like their tracking making process is actually quite slow.
Yeah. I should not have done what I did.
All right, guys. This has been good.
Yep.
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed this, but now we can get back to not reviewing things by me.
Yeah.
One of these days, right?
We should do another one sometime next week. I'm free like every day, any day, pretty much all the time. So yeah, let's do that.
That sounds awesome.
Sounds good.
We're gonna. I think that's enough for today. And I think I'll upload these like one at a time, once instead of all at once, because that would just be too much. But anyway.
Awesome.
Thanks everyone for watching. Bye.